Hey everybody, what is going on? CerealOverdrive here, and today we're going to be doing a few things. We're going to be playing some Entropia Universe. We're going to be going on an amped up mining run. I'm defending my claim right now, and I'm going to wish you guys a happy, healthy, hopefully fun 2020. That's right, welcome to the new year, everybody. This is pre-recorded. Right now I'm probably out doing something, and if I'm answering your comments like to this video, I'm probably gonna be a little hungover. So if I get anything wrong, if I say anything weird, please excuse me, because that's just how things, well, that's how things go, right? It's New Year's. You gotta go out, you gotta have some fun, you gotta try not to get killed by these things. There we go. That was close. Yeah, you gotta go out, you gotta have some fun, and that's probably, hopefully, what I did. And if that is what I did, it means that I'm not gonna be in the best shape to be answering comments and everything like that, but I'm gonna do my best to communicate with everybody, because I wanna say welcome to 2020. It's a whole new decade, a whole new, I was gonna say world, but not really a whole new world, right? It's a whole new decade though, right? That's a big deal. That is a big thing, and I want to do something special for that. So I went out, I got an amplifier, and we're doing a nice little amped up mining run here. You guys are joining me just a little bit into the mining run, and the reason for this is because I don't want you guys to sit here and just watch me die over and over again. I had some trouble with that claim, so I decided what I was going to do is just restart the video. I do this occasionally. A lot of the time I won't even tell anyone that I'm restarting the video, just because it's like, just restart it. But this time I want you guys to know like what was going on, and we've got a half-used amp. So basically, the amplifier that I'm using is a level 5 amplifier. The reason I'm using it is the markup on it was pretty cheap, and I feel like it's an okay amplifier to use on Calypso, where we're mining. 184 PEDs left in it. It's going through 4 PEDs a drop. So if someone wants to do the math, you'll find out that I did roughly 4 drops. In those 4 or 5 drops, maybe, I don't know, you guys know I'm not good with math. In those 5 drops, this is what I managed to get from just killing stuff. As far as loot goes, we got some Garcian grease, 8.2 PEDs, 8.2 PEDs of Cald, and 7.2 PEDs of Azurstone. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be going outside of the spawn and dropping some more probes and hoping to get some better loot. We're doing this right here, sort of around the PvP4 area. We're just going to be going on the outskirts of it. We're not going to be going into PvP4. The reason for this is I don't want to risk my loot. We'll see how, depending on how the run goes. Maybe at the end we'll like do a little, have a little romp into PvP4. But right now that's not the plan. We'll see how it goes, right? But usually I find the loot's just a little bit better in these areas, so hopefully we're gonna have some luck. Hopefully we'll have some luck. And yeah, if I was gonna go to, so for those of you guys who don't know, PvP4 is lootable PvP. If I was gonna go there, one thing I'd make sure to do is clean out all of this loot, because if you get killed there, you lose your loot. And for those of you guys who don't know, I am not a high-end hunter or anything like that. Let's go get that car. Oh, really? My car went this far? That thing really rolls. Best not to be in it when it flips. But yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, like, I am not like a PvP hunter or anything like that, so I try to avoid PvP because that's generally not a good scene for me to be in. But the PvP4 areas do have some good loot, and look at that, right off the bat we got some nice double hit there. So because it's so close to that probe that we dropped, I'm doing another. We're going in again. We're gonna see if we can't get a triple or maybe even a quadruple hit. We're amped up here, so every drop counts. We're spending about 5 PEDs a drop, so that is something significant in my opinion. It's not some sort of like claim that's just so big it's ridiculous, but at the same time, like, it's a significant amount of PEDs, at least to me. So we got an average and a small. Not too bad, I'd say. We're probably gonna, like, on those 2 drops, we're probably going to come out about even, I think. But we can total it up. In total, basically, those 2 drops cost me 11 PEDs. So we've got to get more than 11 PEDs of loot here. Let's see what we got here. The Melchi, we got 6, so we're probably going to fall short. Actually, no. We probably hit it right on. Yeah, we hit it right on. All right, cool. We made a little bit in PECs. So let's keep going. But yeah, usually this area does pretty good. Like, if you spawn into any of these TPs, like the camp Ichinada Hangar, yeah, the camp, or I guess they're all Camp Ichinda, whatever it is. they're all related to that teleporter. So this is the old area where all the pilots' hangars used to be. For those of you guys who aren't in the know, this is actually like a nice little story time. So the way it used to work before space existed, not in the real life, but in Entropia Universe, space wasn't a thing back in the day. There weren't planets. There was one planet. It was called Calypso. And at some point, Mindark put in Crystal Palace, and then later they put in Club Never Die. But players needed a way to get to Crystal Palace. So what Mindark did is they sold these things, hangars. Each pilot had a hangar. On that hangar, there was a ship. Each ship could fit like 4 people, I believe, 5 people, something like that. So what the pilots would do is they'd go to this teleporter called Twin Peaks, or they'd have someone that worked for them go to Twin Peaks. They'd announce going to Club Never Die, seats cost X amount. So they'd say like $5 or 5 PED a seat. You go up to one of these guys, you give them 5, 10, whatever PEDs, and what they do then is when the ship was completely filled, they'd contact you, you'd all meet over here, you'd board the ship, Mindark would play a little loading screen when the pilot clicked like go to Club Never Die or whatever it was. So Mindark plays like a little loading screen for you, and then you're on Club Never Die. There was no PvP, there was no space, it was just a load screen, and then you're there. Same with Crystal Palace. So that was like a whole different thing, and basically when hangars or when space came out, hangars became pretty obsolete. I think players still own those areas, but nobody ever goes there because why would you, right? Like nobody needs to hire a pilot for that. You can just spawn a ship and go. So basically a lot of that stuff really got devalued. I think the pilots were given some pretty nice ships to make up for it. They didn't complain too much, and a lot of those guys had been sort of reaping the rewards of the hangar system for years at that point. So they were perfectly fine to see it go as long as they got a decent reward. Because that was, I mean, that would be pretty lucrative because everybody wanted to go to Club Never Die or Crystal Palace because it was just so, it was so good. Like, that was the only place. Club Never Die was the only place you could go to mine where your loot's just amplified to the max. You know, Crystal Palace, it's the only place you can go to hunt aliens, and a lot of that stuff is really important for crafters. So there's a lot of, like, high markup stuff that you could go after on those the asteroids, right? Or asteroid and the moon, I don't know. But there was a lot of high markup stuff that you could go for up there, and players would go because that was where the money was, right? You chase the markup. If you're looking to make money in Entropia Universe, you chase markup, and that's what everybody was doing. So those places were lucrative, which meant people were willing to pay a pretty dime to get there. So yeah, that was back in the day how it worked, and I don't know, I liked it because you could transmit stuff back and forth. You just had to jump on with a pilot. And the pilot would still have to pay in oil, so there was a cost to get up there, I believe. Or maybe there wasn't. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it used to be like a whole thing. And yeah, I always thought it was sort of cool. When they implemented space, though, I think that was honestly the right way to take Entropia, and that sort of moved the game into the new era, the new decade, or whatever you want to call it, right? We got some Mophoids here. Let's go around those guys. I'm going to skirt a little closer to PvP than I probably should, but I like to live on the edge of PvP 4. But yeah, it was a cool time, you know, and that's when Entropia Universe was new. Like, real cash economies weren't exactly a thing. It was just like, you know, it was before Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or any of that stuff. It was before anyone had imagined like a game with real cash, except for Mindark and Second Life, and that was it was a cool time. Ooh, we got a lot of. What do we have here? Okay, we got some low-level mobs in here and some high-level mobs. This always makes it hard to run around stuff because I don't know, like, which ones are the level 20s and which ones are these guys, level 3s. I can deal with him. If he attacks me, no big deal. I can outrun him. If a Mophoid attacks me, we're in trouble. Ooh. Nice little claim there. I'll go grab that. Again, if this Kumbibo or Kumbibo, whatever it's called, if he attacks me, no big deal. If these guys attack me, they're gonna kill me pretty fast. And I don't mind dying. It's just dying when you've got a claim or when you're dropping a probe is like horrible. I hate that. But yeah, you can see where yeah, here we go. Yeah, we'll see if we can outrun this dude. Let's check out the missions too. That's always something I like to do because I've got all my little my mining missions here. We've got Belk, Blacerium, crude oil, iron, list, melchi, and zinc. So iron, I guess, is what we're getting right now. How close are we to that? Not too close. So it's going to take a while. That's one of the things, too. It's really easy with mining, right? Or with hunting. If they tell you to get 100 mobs, that's not too hard. But if they tell you to get 100 ores, like of a certain type, that can be difficult. Right here, where I'm at right now, it seems like this is more of a iron area. Like, it seems like we're getting a lot of iron out of the ground. So if that's what you're going for, it's a good place to be. But it's still hard. There's no guarantee that I'm only going to get iron. Whereas if I'm hunting, there's always a guarantee that whatever I shoot is the mob I'm going to kill. You're never like shooting into Aatrox and all of a sudden it becomes, I don't know, an Aatrox when it dies. And you're like, huh, never thought that would happen. You know, it just doesn't happen. Makes it a little bit easier to get those missions done. Yeah, we're slowly going a little farther than we probably should, but it's okay. It's okay. And the other nice thing, if you have a guy like this, it's going to like attack you as you're mining or extracting, you just get a little bit of extra evade skills, and there's not too much risk to you on it. So we're going to go mine this up, and hopefully he's not going to hit me too hard. Let's see. Yeah, see, we're evading him, no big deal. But that's going to give us some evade skills. So here we're going to sit, we're going to extract this Garcian grease, and he's going to hit me, and hopefully we'll get some evade. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, that's an extraction skill, not evade. Am I going to get any evade? That's the question. No. Oh well, it is what it is. Let's keep going. Oh, and for those of you guys who are wondering why the new graphics aren't in right now, because I know there's new graphics coming to Entropia Universe, I think this mid-December. Yeah, I'm filming this pre-mid-December. The reason for that, I've got a lot of stuff coming up with Christmas, and you guys know, I don't know, like, those of you guys who work, like, work is always slammed right before Christmas. For some reason, it's like this unpredictable thing that's coming up, and nobody plans for it, and then all of a sudden, it's like Santa Claus, and, you know, Santa hats, and all sorts of stuff is just coming out of the word work, and all of a sudden, you're like, how did I miss this? I did not plan for everybody to go on vacation this, you know, on the 25th, and, you know, deadlines are behind, you gotta hit year-end goals, and all sorts of crazy stuff's going on. So I figured when I get some time, I'm pre-recording this so that I can put these videos out still on a decent schedule without, you know, bringing on the wrath of the YouTube algorithm. Because that's the thing, right? I've got to try my best to put videos out consistently. If I go for a couple weeks without putting out a video, then none of you guys get notified when I put out a new video, and that sort of sucks. Because then I'm building everything up from scratch, which I don't want to do, obviously. So I pre-record, and right now I'm pre-recording. It's late, very late November, just sort of after Thanksgiving, I guess. You know, had a good meal, and I'm nice and full, nice and happy. And life's good for me, but I figured it's time to record the New Year episode. And I don't know, with the Christmas episode, I want to do something cool for the Christmas episode. I'm talking about the Christmas episode. No, I'm not gonna do this. That's gonna be too weird. I'm talking about the Christmas episode as though it's like it's gonna happen. We're gonna do a Christmas video, and then in the meantime, when you're watching this, that video should have come out. If it didn't come out, something happened. Send help. But yeah, that video should have come out, and it's like, that's just too much of a mindfuck for me. Talking about a video that I haven't done yet, but that's gonna come out before you see this. It's like, I can't do that. That's too hard to talk around. So let's keep going here. But what are we at as far as our losses go? I guess, or our spend. All right, we've gone through about 60-something PEDs. So I think we're going to come negative right now. Because we're sitting on 20 Garcian, 8, 13. Yeah, we're probably just slightly negative. But, you know, when you go out with an amp, one of the things that you're going for, I was going to say is a global, and I was like, that's it. No, it's not. Decoy dispenser. That was a skill that I needed. I've been really trying to get my decoy skills up. Oh, these guys are actually... Oh, no. I was about to say, these guys are actually pretty friendly, and then he attacks me. Come on, dude. He's just making it look bad. No. Let's go. There we go. Just in the nick of time, I managed to spawn my car, and we're getting out. I thought he was gonna be friendly. I thought he was gonna be cool with me, and then he just wasn't. It didn't happen. He wasn't cool. So yeah, we'll go up here. I guess we'll go to the PvP zone that won't give up my loot if I get killed. Because I don't want to go to PvP 4. Again, like, the thing behind this run, the thing that I wanted to do was do a really chill mining run where I still amped up a little bit, but it wasn't like on Club Never Die where I'm just super stressed I'm going to lose money or something like that. So I figured this was like a good middle ground. You know, you guys get your amped mining run, and this is very like old school CerealOverdrive. I thought that was perfect, right? Like 2020, it's a whole new decade, and that's my YouTube channel literally started last decade, at the beginning of the last decade. So that's, you know, it's been around for a while, and one of the first sort of Let's Play style videos I did that caught was this, right? It was just running around mining an Entropia Universe and talking about the game. I figured let's just go back to those roots, let's run around, let's mine, and let's talk about the game. So yeah, I don't know, good, and I think there's some good stuff coming too. I think there's a lot of good changes coming to Entropia Universe. I'm super excited to dive into that stuff as it comes out with you guys, and we can go over it, talk about it, and hopefully there's some good stuff coming to my channel. I've seen like a huge uptick in views right now. I don't know if it's Christmas or whatever, but with the Warframe videos, the Rust videos, the consistent Entropia Universe content, I'm pulling in probably, right now I'm pulling in about 6,000 views every 2 days, so like 3,000 views a day. I'm getting about 10 subs a day, which is very solid growth for my channel. And one of the things is the growth, a lot of the subs and stuff are coming from Warframe and Rust. So important thing to note here, if you're looking at my channel and you're trying to use that as a gauge of like how big Entropia Universe is, you can't really do that just based on the size of my channel because it's built on other stuff. The same's true of like if you look at LoreSpade, his channel is very much, I mean, I don't think he'd say I'm wrong on this. I think his channel is a lot of Fallout 76 and Entropia. Like it's a combo of the two. And mine's sort of a mishmash of all sorts of things, right? Like I've got subs that are watching. I don't know if they're watching this video, but if you are, shout out to you guys. Who are watching from like Fortnite back when I made videos, like just a few videos on that. Those were like wildly popular because I managed to tackle topics that for some reason nobody else wanted to cover. Like why this game was like, why something wasn't working, or whether the game would run. That's one thing I always find great. I mean, I guess a lot of it's the time, right? Because when I do a video that's like, will this game run, or how to fix this, I spend a lot of time just sitting on comments with people trying to bug fix. And there's no, I mean, there's no payout for that. There's no payback for that. There's no reward for that financially or anything like that, right? Maybe I get an extra subscriber, but they're not going to stick. Whereas like if you're just a content creator that's looking for views and money and followers or subs, it's not quite what you want to do. Sit there and chit chat back and forth and try and help someone debug their issue. But I think that's it's something that's needed, right? You always need those people who are just out there and trying to help. And when I was getting into gaming, like back when I was a kid, like people were doing that for me. So it's like, oh yeah, if I can do that for someone, that's great. I mean, every now and then someone comments something that I've just got to be a little sarcastic to, you know. If you ask me, like, will Entropia Universe run on my, you know, Nokia flip phone? It's like, yeah, I'm sure that one's going to work out for you. Like, good luck with that. But, you know, if it's an honest question, I'll try and give you guys an honest answer. Ooh, that was a nice one. 10 PDs right there. Nice. So yeah, you guys can see we're getting bigger claims, but again, don't let this fool you. I'm still losing money. It's Entropia Universe after all. It wouldn't be Entropia if you're not taking losses. Unless we hit a global. Yeah, actually recently, so this was in November, I had some really good Twitch streams. I had one just a couple days ago. I got 3 globals on the stream in 2 hours, and we got a ton of skills, like hundreds and hundreds of skill points because I was getting through those missions. And that was like, it was a really sick run, honestly. I was impressed. I was impressed with that one. We got 2 88 PD hits and then like a 60 PD hit and a lot of like really good hits in between. So that was definitely something. That's one of the reasons I'm like, oh, I can do this video now. It's a good time for it. We're dropping again. We're going for the double drop. We've got 2 claims here. Can we get a third? Oh, we got a third. What is that third in? All right, we got a third end matter. Okay, we got an end matter claim. No ores. Let's drop again. We got a triangle here. Right in the middle of the triangle. This is how we're going to do it. And we're just going to go for end matter because we didn't find any ores. So that probably means there's no more ores left in the area, but there might be some end matter. And there's no end matter. All right, So we played it smart. We did that, like, a little bit of strategic dropping there. Now we can go and do some good old-fashioned extracting. Ooh, we got some Alice, some Alliances liquid. I don't know how they come up with the names for some of this stuff. It's just like, it's probably actually like a thing, right? Someone's gonna comment and be like, actually, that's on the periodic table. I've had that happen before. Boy, I look stupid sometimes. But you know, it's the name of the game, I guess. My brand, my image, making stupid comments. Yeah, we're getting a lot of extraction skills here. It's a brand new one that I managed to get, I think. Brand new skill. We don't have much extraction. Where is it? It's not here? Really? Oh, here we go. Extraction 58. See, it's brand new to me. That's why I'm getting such huge gains there. It's always exciting. That means that you're going to get like way more skills in this all category. It's just going to make me look like beefed up. Because all of a sudden you can get like 1,000 skills super easy. Ooh, another claim. Got some melchy water here. It's always good. We're getting a little overweight, you know. Thanksgiving turkey. I guess the Christmas ham. I think that's the thing. My family actually usually does like lasagna or something for Christmas. I don't know what are Christmas traditions for you guys. If you made it this far in the video, I want to know like where you're from and what your like Christmas traditions are. So for my family, usually it's like a lasagna. Now and then it depends. It'll be a ham. And then when my grandma was around, she'd always go to KFC and we'd get like one of those huge like chicken buckets. Because they used to, like they'd have a ton of people over. And my grandma was, she was older. Like she had trouble cooking. And I mean, she'd always cook a ton of food. Like that was a thing, right? We'd go out to eat. Wherever we go out to eat. No matter what you ordered. Oop, we're in a PvP. No, we're good. This isn't lootable PvP. I panicked for a second there. No matter what we ordered, no matter what you get, it doesn't matter if it's like Christmas is the worst, but it doesn't matter when it is. If you finish that meal, there's gonna be another meal coming to you, and it could be like I'd be a kid, right? I'd eat through like a whole pizza. I'd be like stuffed, right, to the point where I'm about to puke, and I'm like, oh my god, I finished it. I've done this. Man, I succeeded, right? You feel like you've succeeded in life for some reason because you ate an ungodly amount of food and now you're about to pass out. And then like, you know, my grandma, like I'm not paying attention. I'm a kid, right? I'm like doing whatever, right? I was gonna say playing with my phone, but I didn't have a phone back then. I'm older than that. But doing whatever, and then all of a sudden, like 20 minutes later, a whole nother pizza comes, and my grandma's like, "Oh, I saw you were done with your first one and wanted to make sure you weren't hungry." And it's like, no. Gotta take this home. And it would always happen, no matter what. It was like, even at like buffets, we go to a buffet, all you can eat buffet, right? You can eat as much as you want, and somehow there'd still be like a side order of like fries or a burger that got ordered that someone like had to take home. And she'd be like, well, you know, just in case. It's like, just in case what? After stuffing my face, I get hungry on the 5-minute ride home. Yeah, that's yeah. It's nice though. It's nice. It's you know, I'm complaining, but not in a mean-spirited way. I always liked that. That was like a tradition. So yeah, for Christmas, she'd always go to. Once she couldn't cook. When she could cook, it was literally just like the oven was going from like Christmas Eve all the way through Christmas. Like there was just constantly food coming out. It was like a smorgasbord, you know, just things coming out all over the place. And then once she like was older and she couldn't cook as much, she'd usually try and cook something, and then she'd also get like order food from somewhere. So a lot of times she'd place these orders with KFC, and it would be like one of those things where they're like, oh, how many people is it? And I don't know, there are probably like 10, 12 people coming. She'd always be like 50 people. So you get there for like Christmas, and my grandpa's like, oh, I think we ordered a bit too much. And you're like, oh yeah, she always does that. And every year it was just more and more food, until one year it was literally like, I think we've got to go to the food bank or something with this, because this is all going to go bad on you. You ordered 100 people's worth of KFC. Like, this is not good for anybody. Like, this is more food than a person should be eating in a couple weeks, and it's all here for today. You know, so it was always ridiculousness, but in a good way, you know. And then usually too, like they'd order a pizza or something for some reason after everybody's full and there's like everybody's done with their meals, all the food's eaten. There'd be like something else that would come, and it would just be like, well, I thought maybe you got tired of this food. So we wanted to get something else just in case you needed more. And it's like, oh. But yeah, it was. I remember that because we'd literally like she'd always buy these huge containers like the size of a pizza pan, right? And like super like maybe like 6 inches high or something, like big containers, and just fill those with like chicken and stuff for you to take home. And you know, the things would barely fit in your fridge. So it was like every Christmas, my mom would always be like, just don't eat anything until we get to Grandma's. There's gonna be plenty of food there, and then we're gonna have to take it all home. It was a good time though. I don't know. That was like a little bit of a Christmas tradition, I guess. But yeah, it was always like lasagna. There'd always be a lasagna, I guess, and that was like the thing that stuck with me. I think if you're British, it's more like Christmas ham, I believe. I think they do something with pigs in a blanket, maybe. I'm trying to think like what other people do. I know, what is it? Turkey, Russia, a few other places, Georgia maybe. You guys celebrate in New Year's for Christmas. And what else is there? So I guess Merry Christmas if you're celebrating Christmas right now. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. I forgot that one. I'm not an all-inclusive YouTuber, I guess. What is wrong with me? But yeah, I know it's always cool to hear about the different things that people do, you know? Because it's like, I feel like everywhere is different. Like I know some people, I think some countries, I don't know if it's countries or people, but it's like 24th, they're always getting together with friends. For my group, it's always 23rd. You get together with like your high school friends and stuff like that. But yeah, some people, it's like 24th, they get together with friends. 25th, like they're hungover in the morning, so their parents aren't happy. And then like midway through, that's when like people start coming and they start doing more of like a dinner type thing. But yeah, I'm curious to hear. It would be interesting to hear, you know. Do you trick your kids into believing in Santa? That's something I'll definitely do. I think that's a cool thing, like Santa and that whole thing. It's sort of nice. Keep a little bit of that magic alive in those childhood hearts and minds, right? Oop, that was a little weird. Let's go around that bush. Oof, we're getting some perception. As always, I say perception. It used to be a thing, but it's not anymore. So that's not nice. Oh, maybe it is. We're getting some like decent sized claims, like 6 to 8, but nothing crazy. The nice thing is, I think some of this stuff is gonna have a little bit of a markup to it. So you can see like Garcian has a bit. Iron has actually iron's a little bit up from what it used to be. It looks like all of our ores and end matter are up just a little bit in markup. So I'm probably gonna run through this whole thing today just because I can get some decent amounts and I can stack it with stuff from storage and start just releasing everything on auction and really like beef up that PED stack. So one of the things I do is every time I go on a mining run, I just dump everything into storage. And when I see prices are up a little bit, that's when I try and go a little bit harder and get enough that I can just dump everything all at once because I just need to get rid of it. And my guess is there's probably a lot of people online now because they've got like Halloween mayhem, you got Merry mayhem. There's a lot of stuff going on, and people are happy about that. And it's a good time to sell, I guess, or buy. I mean, it depends what people are doing, right? Like I found this amplifier pretty cheap, although I didn't look at the market prices for it. I just figured 103 was pretty good. If I can get more than 103% markup on stuff, I'm making money on it. Yeah. Oh, I guess 103 is average. But yeah, like if you look at the markup on this stuff, right? As long as the markup on average is above 103%, I'm probably making more with this amplifier than I would be making if I didn't have the amplifier. Let's just say that. So that's always I like that at least. But yeah, hopefully. What else do we have to talk about? We're like 30 minutes in, and I still want to keep going. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe this should be a two-parter. Do part now and then part later. How much do we have left? 78 PDs? Oof. Maybe we'll have to call this because I am running out of stuff to talk about. When that happens, it just starts to get a little bit lame, I feel like. Let's equip this. You gotta refine some stuff here. I'm curious to see what Magirian sprays at, or whatever you say. Because I think this used to have a high markup. I wonder if it still has something. No, 104. All right. That's always disappointing when I get something that like used to be a high markup item, and I'm like, ooh, we got something nice, and then I look at the price, and it's not nice at all. It's like, oh, that was a disappointment, and not in the good way. I guess there's never a good way to be disappointed, is there? Yeah, it never is. All right, we're gonna do one more drop. We're gonna total everything up, and then we're gonna head in. So let's do it. Bing, bang, boom. Make that drop, make it happen, and then the next part of this run I'm going to use the rest of that amp up, and we're going to just sort of see where we ended up with that. Alright, nice, we got some list. It looks like this is a big list area, which that's not quite what we want to be going for, because if you look at the markup on this stuff, 103, so that's just paying off that amplifier cost. That's not anything crazy. If we were getting a little bit more melchy, some iron, maybe life would be a little bit better. We did find that area back there that was like decently stocked with iron, so that might be the place to go next run, but we'll see. That's one of the things, you always want to try and target stuff that has a high markup. So if you're getting a lot of lists and stuff like that, sometimes a lot of miners will even call it, like even if they're just 5 or 10% below break even, it's like if that's all they're getting, if they're just getting list and low markup stuff, they know that they're losing in a way. So they just call it because they're like, it's not good enough. Oh, and actually we can total everything up right here because I've got this nice little portable TT unit. Hope you guys are enjoying that one. That was actually a nice little buy there. Gives me something that I can do to do this. I haven't been using it to actually buy stuff. I just realized that sometimes I run out of ammo and I'm like, oh, I'm out of ammo. What can I do? And it's like, well, I could have actually used that portable TT unit to buy more. So yeah, if we look at this amplifier, right, we've used about 76 PEDs on the amp, okay? And we had 150 PEDs worth of universal ammo, and now we're down to 97. So it looks like actually we're going to clear a little bit of a profit on this run. I was wrong. I thought this run wasn't going that good. I thought we weren't doing that good. But looking at it now, it's like, what have we've done about 50... I think we had 52 PEDs roughly. So we've got about 30 PED profit in TT value. We made about 30 PEDs. We basically spent 130 PEDs and we got back an extra 31 PEDs. And then we've got a little bit of markup on this stuff too. Like if you look at this Garcian lubricant, that's like a 10% markup. So that's going to give us an extra 2 PEDs. The iron's going to give us like another maybe 1 PED off of that. We're probably going to get maybe, what is this? We probably got... Yeah, so we're probably going to get, like, I don't know, 50 PECs off the list, and we'll get a little bit off the melchy, too. We're probably going to get another PED off there. So probably overall, we're up about 35 PEDs on this run. That's not too bad, given what we spent and what we did. That is a pretty solid run. Anyways, folks, I'd like to say thank you so much for joining me in this new decade. Hopefully, I can keep putting out good content that you guys like to see, like to watch and enjoy listening to, and until next time, peace.